today's video is going to be me showing you 3 different ways of how to multiply. We are going to look at the boxing up method, we are going to look at the classic traditional long multiplication, I'll go through regular misconceptions, and then the third way is going to be the Japanese method, and I'm going to show you using bits of string, and then right towards the end of the video we will turn those strings into pretty little bats.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at 31 times 23, and I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways of solving it. And then we will be making these bracelets, but you'll realise that actually, even though they are 3 different ways, they're all more or less the same. So the first one is the boxing up method. So when we look at 31 times 23, what we need to do is actually partition these numbers. So 31 has 3 10s and 1 1, and 23 can be partitioned into 20 and 3. So when we are multiplying, we are always partitioning the numbers. So we've got a 20 and a 3 and a 30 and a 1. So I've just split these numbers up. Okay, so now for the boxing up method, I'm just going to be writing these out. So I'll start off with the 31. So I've got 30 or 3 10s and a 1. So 1 1. So that's my 31 represented there. And then I'm also going to do the same for the 23. So I've got 2 10s and 3 1s, or a 20 and a 3. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to do my box, and we're going to multiply each number by the other. So I've got 4 boxes, and each number is just going to be multiplied. So 30 times 20, so 3 times 2 is 6, times 100 is 600. Now it's 1 times 20, which is of course equal to 20. And then 30 times 3, which is equal to 90. And then 1 times 3 is equal to 3. If you want to press pause and just have a look at that. So now what we've got to do is the answer to 31 times 23 is just simply adding all the answers that we've just come across. So the 600, the 20, the 90 and the 3, we just need to add all of that together. I'll just highlight it for you so you can see the answers. Okay, so when we add 600, 90, 20 and 3, that should give us the final answer to 31 times 23, which is 713. So 31 times 23 is equal to 713. Okay, we're going to have a look at the same question, 31 times 23, but the second method, so the long multiplication. So this is the one that's usually taught in year 5 and 6, and year 4 as well. So it is very similar to the boxing up. We're still partitioning, it just looks different. It's laid out, the question is laid out in a different way. So 31 times 23. Okay, so when we do 31 times 23 in a long traditional multiplication way, this is what it looks like. And then we simply say 1 times 3, and then 3 times the 3 10s or the 30. And then we do the same for the second row. But we're still partitioning. As you can see, we've got 31 and 23. So we'll start with 3 times 1, which is of course equal to 3. And then 3 times 30 is 90. So the 9 is in the tens column. So you could just say 3 times 3 and put the 9 in the tens column, but it's actually the 3. We can see the 3 times 1 and the 3 times 30, which is exactly what we've done. So the part on the right hand side is just what we've done here. You can see the 93 for the boxing up method is what we've done. So we start with 3 times 1, then 3 times 30, which is 93. Okay, next is 20 times 1. So I know some people say 2 times 1, but you can't forget that 0 under the 3. So it's 20 times 1, which is of course 20. So I write 20 under the 93. Okay, so first we did the 3 times 1, 3 times 3, and then it's the 20 times 1 and 20 times 30. And 20 times 30, because you can see here, first there's the 93, and then the 20 times 30 is 600, and then you've got the 620 over there. So you can see both methods are exactly the same, and then you just need to add them up. So 713. So 3 times 1, 3 times 30, 20 times 1, 20 times 30, which gives us an answer of 713. So even though the methods look different, they are more or less the same. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Japanese method. 31 times 23, again, it does use the partition method just like the other two do. So I'm going to write each digit in a different colour just to show you the Japanese method more clearly. So I've done the 3 10s in red and the 1 1 in blue. So I've got 31 times, and then the 2 10s, I've done that in green, and then the 3 1s in a dark navy blue. So 31 times 23. So the Japanese method actually just uses lines. So to represent the 3 10s in 31 with a red pen, I'm going to draw 3 lines, and they're going to represent the 3 10s. So all I'm going to do is just draw 3 straight lines. There's 1, 2 and 3. So they're my 3 10s. That's representing it. So now I'm going to get the blue pen and show you the 1 from the 31. And that line is to represent it. So what I've done so far is I have done the number 30. I've shown you the number 31. So my 3 10s and my 1 1. So now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to represent the 23 this time. So I've got my green pen for the 20 or 2 10s, and I'm going to do 2 lines. And then next, the last thing I'm going to do is pick up my blue pen to do the 3 1s, the 3 from the 23, and I'm going to draw that at the bottom. Now you'll see in a minute how or why this method is also uses partitions similar to the first 2 methods. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide this into hundreds, tens and ones. So I'm just going to split these columns up. So if I just come in a bit closer so you can see it more clearer. Okay, so this part that I'm circling is my hundreds column. And this shows 30 times 20, 3 10s and 2 10s. Because remember that they're the red lines and the green lines. The red lines are the 30 and the green lines are the 20. And 30 times 20, so I'm just counting the intersections, and you can see the dots, that I've got 6 hundreds there. Okay. And then next I'm going to circle the middle part, and that's going to be my tens column. And again, I'm going to count how many intersections there are. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to move over 10, 11 tens. So we know that 10 tens would make 100. So I've got 11 tens there. So that part is the 20 times the 1. And then this, the blue and the red, would be the 30 times 3. So my hundreds now, I've got 7 hundreds because I had 11 tens. And then I've got 1 10 left over. And then I'm circling the ones column, 1, 2, 3. That's my 3 times the 1, because you can see from the colours that represents 3 times 1. So I've got 3 ones. So that's the Japanese method. So it also uses partitioning. So you can see from the boxing up, 20 times 30 is the green and the red. That's still there. And where they cross over are the points. So you've got the 20 times 1, which is 20. You can see from the green and the blue where they meet, the 20 and times the 1. And then you've got the 1 times 3, which is the last part, is the ones column. And the answer is 713. Okay, I'm going to show you another example just so it's clearer. So this time it's 21 times 31, and I'm still using colours. If you want to press pause and have a go, you can. Otherwise, carry on watching and I'll show you just a second example of the Japanese method. So I've represented 21, and then I'm going to pick up my green to represent the 3 10s for the 31. So I'm basically drawing lines to represent the numbers. And then the dark blue to represent the 1. And that's my 21 times 31. Now with a pen, I'm just going to circle the, I'm just coming closer so you can see the hundreds, the tens and the ones. There's my hundreds. And then my tens, I'm just circling now. And then my ones. And I'm going to just count the points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds. Write that down. And then count my tens next. So that's my 600s. So next I'll count my tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means I have 5 tens. And then I'll count my ones column, just 1. So the answer would be 651. So 21 times 31 is 651. If you want to have a go, and then I'm just showing you now if we were to do this in the traditional long multiplication, what it would look like. And again, it's the same numbers that we're adding to get 651. So it is more or less the same. They are just, these three methods are exactly the same. You have to partition. Okay, I'm now going to show you the Japanese method again, just using bits of string. So with the colours, I've now just represented 21. And then I'm using a different colour to represent 31. So that'll be 21 times 31. And it's exactly the same as this one, just showing you in a different way. And then you're going to count where the two strings overlap. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where two strings are touching, so that's 600s. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's counting the tens. And then one overlap. So 651. So just another way of showing you the Japanese method. So the answer to 21 times 31 is equal to 651. Okay, with these bits of string, what you're going to do is I'm going to show you the easy way that my mum's taught me how to. It's easier and much quicker to making a bracelet. So you're going to get these colours together and you want 2 of each colour. So I've chosen 4 colours and I want 2 of each colour. So once I've tied a knot at the top, I'm just going to sellotape that. And then I'm just going to section it out. So split and arrange all the colours so that both colours are next to each other. So I want my 2 pinks next to each other, I want my 2 blues next to each other, the 2 creams next to each other, and the 2 greens next to each other. Okay, so now once you've split it, I'm going to show you how you can start making a bracelet. So what you want to do is make a number 4 with your first colour. So I'm using this beigey cream colour, and then with both strings I'm going to tighten that, and then I'm going to make another number 4 and loop it through and tighten it. So now I'm finished with the blue coloured string. So I'm going to take the blue coloured string, put that to the side, and then I'm going to do the same with the pink. So 1, and then do it again, 2, and again I finish with the pink string. I'm going to put that next to the blue one, and then again I'm going to make a number 4 on the green string and tighten it, and then do it a second time. And then now that I finish with the cream string, I'm going to put that at the end. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to repeat the process with the next colour string, so with the blue string. By doing 2 strings of the same colour at a time, you are making your bracelet thicker. Obviously, if you want to do 3 of each colour, you can do.